Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. That's right, I'm on the road. Actually, I'm almost there, thank goodness, so I can get to work because the work never, ever ends. Last night, interesting. Welcome to the NFC East Circular Firing Squad, because what's crazy is right now the NFC East has the best win percentage of any division in history at the moment. And basically, it looks like we're going to end up having a circular firing squad where we're going to be knocking off each other. Now, the good news for the Cowboys, actually bad news. The Cowboys lost a golden opportunity. Had we beat the Green Bay Packers, we would literally be in the driver's seat right now with that loss. But if the Eagles lose another one, and knowing that they have to play the Giants, the Commanders, and so forth, and now you see they're not invincible, okay? And forget about calling Batman, okay? That should be dead. I'm sick and tired of seeing Eagle fans in Batman gear. You know, it's corny. It's corny. The question now is, do we need to start fearing the Washington Commanders, left hand up? Because believe it or not, Washington controls their own destiny right now. They are a half game out of the playoff race. It is actually conceivable that we could get all four teams in the playoffs. Because here's where it really gets interesting. They're half a game behind the 49ers. Only half a game. That's it. They play the 49ers. Then you also have to look at Atlanta. They play Atlanta. They win those games and they play the Texans this week. They have the inside track on getting a wild card provided, and that's assuming that the Giants and the Cowboys, that we take up, two of those playoff spots. As crazy as it's going to be. And quite frankly, if the Cowboys can right the ship, and that's a big if, and learn to stop the run and call better plays. I'm old enough to remember when people said Dak Prescott can learn some things from Cooper Rush. And the problem with that statement is Dak is not calling the plays. It's Kellen Moore who is calling the plays. In fact, Kellen Moore can actually learn from the Washington Commanders with what happened last night. So here's what's crazy. The game against the Green Bay Packers for me was deja vu. Back to when we lost to the Green Bay Packers in 2013. Had we won that game, we would have made the playoffs that year because we were 8-8, one game out of the playoffs. We had a 26-3 lead at the half. But what's crazy is we threw the ball more in the second half than the team that was 23 points behind us. Let me say that again. We threw the football more times than the team that was 23 points behind us. For whatever reason, Kellen Moore's default is throwing the football. Last night, the Washington Commanders stuck with the run. They averaged under 4 yards a carry, but they controlled the clock. They kept the Eagles off the field, and they were picking up 3 or so yards on first down, 3 or so yards on second down. So come third down, you got a manageable, like 3rd down and 2, 3rd and 1, 3rd and maybe 4, as opposed to incomplete passes. And they were able to use play action. That, and they also got the ball to bounce their way a couple of times, and they did get the face mask that was definitely game-changing non-call. But I don't want to hear about it, Eagles, because y'all always laugh at us when we don't get the calls. It's payback. Payback is a biatch. But here's the thing. The Commanders stuck with running the football to a victory. If the Commanders were averaging less than 4 yards a carry and stuck with it, explain to me why the Cowboys didn't stick with running the football when they were getting chunk plays and average 5 yards a carry. There's no way, no how that we should have been throwing 46 times against the Green Bay Packers, because every time it's an incomplete pass, every time a guy goes out of bounds, you stop the clock. Had we just run the football, we go away and we win that game. And this all falls back on Kellen Moore. I don't want to hear about the defense, gave up, all the yardage and things. I don't want to hear about Dak Prescott had the 2 interceptions, because if Dak Prescott didn't turn around and right the ship and get us back in the end zone on that drive before halftime and get us up 28-14, it's not even close. This all goes back to Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore got away from what he was doing when Cooper Rush was there, which was ball control football. Use those 2 tight end sets to run the football, pound the rock, control the time of possession, control the clock, and then from that, play action. It's not freaking rocket science. This is one of those cases where, people are so smart that they outsmart themselves. So now, all of a sudden, you've got the Commanders at 5-5, seeming to have gotten some mojo. And I told you guys, watch out once we heard that the team might get sold. The excitement, the good feelings right now, the way that Tyler Heineke has grabbed control of that locker room, the Commanders are now going to be a team to reckon with. They were damn close to beating Minnesota last week. In all rights, they should have beat them, and they would have been 6-3. But right now, that's a team that all of a sudden is finding an identity and getting on a roll, and they got a lot of time and a lot of games left to go. That all of a sudden, with 7 games for them left, they can make some noise and make the playoffs and be tough to deal with. So, hats off to the Washington Commanders. It's back to, I don't like you guys. I don't like you guys, okay? I appreciate it. I appreciate what you did, but I'm not a Commanders fan, contrary to popular belief. Cowboys, I'm hoping that this was just the Green Bay Packers game. Y'all went into that thinking that, hey, we got this made. We're coming off the bye week. We're just rusty. We don't have to worry about it. This is just a win. And that now you guys are back to being hungry, focused, and realizing anybody can beat you. And that's the name of the game in the NFL. Football. Anybody can beat you. Okay, good people. It looks like it is beginning to rain again. And that's not good with this carpet patio.
I'm in my box.
Yeah. All right. I need to hurry up and get there. Peace.